We have a lot to cover in this episode. In addition to asking him a few questions, we'll examine the XRP chart, blockchain backup, and his price forecasts for XRP and Crypto Insight. He was curious as to why he felt that the small conversation was so wonderful. That is what we are about to experience. We'll examine what the CEO of BitGet disclosed on his forecast for Bitcoin during current bull market. Yes, exactly. Finally, we will conclude with a brief XRP TA session before discussing the U.S. Treasury Department and what they are lifting. Thus, without further ado, take a seat, unwind, and let's buy Bitcoin at $84,218. Ethereum is now down 0.06%, trading at $1,991. XRP has a mean slim $2.37 total cryptocurrency market cap, which still ranges from $2.73 trillion, the same amount of money that we saw at the end of the 2020 bull run. It is now up 1.84%, and both USDT and USDC are trading at their dollar pegs. This is the thread. Hey, backer, let's dissect it thoroughly, Crypto Insight remarked. Indeed, blockchain proponents released a video explaining how XRP charts, when examining the XRP to USD and XRP to Bitcoin pairs, mathematically point to $8 to $10. Crypto Insight said, "Hey, this video and explanation are excellent. I have a sincere inquiry for you. No. Why are you so sure that 8,200 stats is the greatest XRP/BTC ratio? That strikes me as a significant resistance, but your argument centers on the inability to repress it." He responds, "As for your question, I answered that in detail in the video quoted. It's just math and measurements. Beyond that is venturing outside of my measurements and historical norms, which is what I have to use for my speculations. I wonder if I missed anything." That is essentially what he is discussing. He thinks we're looking at this cycle, which would see XRP reach $10. Is it possible that it is 100%? Could it rise completely? Because there is no chart once XRP gets in that $4 range, and we have no data for anything higher. We truly don't know, people. The future of this price is uncertain. We refer to it as price discovery. Everyone indeed posts charts showing what happens when XRP is trading at $4. We're not sure. We haven't been up there before. There are no numbers for us. We don't have any opposition or backing. The number has never had data, so we don't have any. The price of XRP has never been so high. What are the duties of these TA analysts? It's easy. They examine earlier motions. They make an effort to align them with the direction of their present and future movement. That's all. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. So, where will the XRP price cycle? No, perhaps from 8 to 10. Perhaps it reaches 15. It might be 20. Only time will tell. And that's what makes this so thrilling. The CEO of Big Cat says when Bitcoin will reach $200,000. Yes, exactly. Chen Drew. Here, he discusses it. He claims that although the government has not yet bought Bitcoin, this could soon change. Such a move will provide long-term price support and institutional legitimacy for cryptocurrencies. I learned about cryptocurrency from Chen. Chen then dives right in, discussing both short-term and long-term discomfort. That's the strategy. He claims that investors must keep an eye on President Trump's actions because the price of Bitcoin is heavily reliant on macroeconomic conditions. In any case, I believe that Bitcoin is a fair starting point for those who are apprehensive, and I don't see it falling below 70,000. It no longer seems implausible for Bitcoin to reach 200,000 within the next year or two. That was humorous, wasn't it? 65 to 75, I told you. I allowed myself a margin of 5,000 on both sides. From 73 to 78, he says. Here, we're all in the same price range. 200K. I have 170,000 on lock, you see. I do think it reaches 200,000, between 1 to 2 years. It doesn't take that long, in my opinion. I believe that this will truly come to pass within the next 7 months. And we have previously discussed this. Everyone is incredibly perplexed. Oh, so what was the general reaction when Watchaguru's account was compromised? All of your social media accounts, including Telegram and Twitter, were compromised. Let me describe how this operates. These folks don't post individually on Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. When they post on one of their AI systems, it just publishes the same content on all of the other social media sites. It's the prudent course of action. Why? The reason for this is that you have distinct audiences that originate from Telegram, Facebook, and YouTube. People obtain their news on their own platforms. Not everybody uses Twitter. Not everybody uses Facebook. Thus, they connect these, you may refer to them as artificial intelligence, AI, systems. It can be referred to as software. Third parties carry it out. You link all of your profiles together, and you can identify when you post something that will spread the news on all platforms, like breaking or just. Thus, this account experienced that outcome. It makes perfect sense. All I can say at this point is that time is real, regardless of whether the news is true or not. Well, only time will tell. Everyone wants this to be true. Believe me. And so do I. You do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Everyone does. Where will the price of XRP move if this is the case? Well, it's quite easy. The friggin' moon is where it will go. It will completely blow up. The use of XRP by Swift is illogical. Indeed. It does, indeed. It's very logical. Why wouldn't they? At the moment, they are depending on accounts with no cholesterol. I don't get that. When there is a method that lowers or eliminates the amount of foreign capital that must be held and there is no counterparty risk, such as with XRP, there is no reason to hold foreign money merely to settle payments. Give it to me. Since the World Bank, IMF, BIS, and UN have all acknowledged XRP as a stablecoin, President Trump is hosting the cryptocurrency event at the White House. While stablecoins provide liquidity associated with money and gold has value but is not flexible, XRP is an essential asset since it combines stability, rarity, and efficacy. You're exactly right. Many of the bigger institutions, like the World Bank, the IMF, and the BIS, have already designated XRP as a stablecoin. And it was years ago. Shortly after, Tornado Cash's economic sanctions are lifted by the U.S. Treasury Department. A significant win for initiatives like the Midnight Network that prioritize privacy. That in itself is interesting. All I want to know is what will happen after the $125 million case between Ripple and the SEC is resolved. That's what I am focusing on. According to Senator Cynthia Lummis, the U.S. government ought to purchase Bitcoin instead of gold, to supplement it in a way that gives the U.S. government the legal right to seize our gold certificates. We value them in 1974, when they were, I think, $46 an ounce or something. After that, raise their market worth, and utilize that money to purchase Bitcoin. That would likely allow us to purchase 200,000 Bitcoin annually for 5 years, retain them for 20 years, and do so without spending any additional tax dollars. You see, this is really feasible. Do you still believe that cryptocurrency is here to stay? Is that cryptocurrency here to stay? Folks, this is exactly what we wanted to see and hear, and Dr. Fender displays his chart. This is the pattern. This is what we want to happen, he stated. Before we can resume our push-up, there will be a slight correction back down into the upper $4 to $5 zone. He has this thing going up to roughly $745. He believes that the sweet spot will be between $18 and $23. By increasing our wave 3 lengths, which might reach $77.70 this bull run, he claims we can move above $5,000 to $8,000 levels. That amounts to almost $3.5 trillion in market capitalization. At this point, we would undoubtedly need to see more than $10 trillion invested in the space. But in terms of median levels, he says, we can anticipate that XRP will move between $18 and $23 after hitting the $8 levels. This strategy is supported by historical pattern applications, the RSI, and other indicators. I'm going to tell you this since it's really unclear where you should start making money while looking at the price of XRP. At every significant level, you must be ready. You must now create your procedure, get your ramp out, launch an Excel spreadsheet, and enter a section. To start ramping up gradually and achieving a decent average, you could want to start selling at 5% and then another 5% at each dollar after that. Because of a chart like this, you can be waiting for $18 to $23 while this thing only goes to $8 to $13. We might only receive 6 or 10. In this bull cycle, you don't want to be confined to the sidelines, not cashing in or taking profits.